I think we are live. There we are. What's up? Yeah, that's right, Ben. We have a show to marry. What's up, BC Rich? What's up, James? Vin's RJ, Papa Blue, Dan of NJ. What's up, Ron? What's up, Frank? Mark? John, Fretless, Strat CPO, Draconia, SMY3, Leo, Star Guitar Works, Cody Fuller, Ed Axman, Magic Pen, Majestic PB and J Cat. Oh, it's live, Thomas. You rock, Tonosaurus. What's up, Brian? What's up, Chris? What's up, Tim? What's up, Jeffy? What's up, Quentin? What's up, Jay Schaff? Oh, we have Jablonskin here. It's the same dude, different name. We got the EVH out. Aloha, Brian. Or Byron. You probably get that a lot. That switch from Byron to Brian. Right, just two crucial letters. What's up, Cowtown Customs? Someone went by real quick. Hold on. Tony. What's up, Tony Howe? And Metalhead. And Zepp Eplin. And Music Sound Gear. All the usuals. Cody Fuller. Leo. What's up, John? And Juan Garcia. And Gary Davlin. Likely gonna have a nice McDonald's dinner. I did a notch up from that. We had the Costco sells a lot of soups, pre-made, in like a pint container. And we just got the crab and corn bisque, which is pretty good. Is it a bisque? Maybe just crab and corn chowder. Now that I think about it, because it's light. It's like it's like clam chowder, but it's crab. What's up, Thunder Falcon? What's up, Luke's? What's up? Is this for my speaker? Oops, wrong account. Feel shame. Exactly. What's up, Super Lead? Hey now. What's up, music guitar guy? What's up, Jeremy? Hey now. What's up, Rico B? I haven't played guitar all week. I've been doing that stupid friggin' construction project. It always takes 10 times longer than you think. The clam chowder was missing. We have a working theory here. They're out of clam chowder. The clam is missing. Coincidence? I don't think so. That Pee-wee. What's up, Johnny R. Kramer? What's up, Thomas, down in Florida? What's up, Rob S? What's up, Dave Durango? How are Jackson necks compared to Ibanez? I think they're a little thicker. I think most people would agree with that. The Jackson neck is a little rounder. A little bigger neck, as I recall. They may be different now, but I remember Jackson's not having a very super slim neck. Certainly not slim like an Ibanez neck. Those necks were a little overkill with the slim, but I like them. Had pan-seared ribeye, nice. Asparagus and a little corn on the cob. Sword Jackson Silver's metallic red used for 520. That's pretty good. All right. What's up, Sailor Mike? Is that baby orange behind you the one that can plug into an external cabinet? I'm not sure if this one can. That's a good question. Does this have... It's got a headphone out. But it doesn't have a speaker out. No. Headphone only. Not this one. Tuner. And an overdrive channel. And that's it, a volume and a tone. I wonder if it... Do I have a cable here? I wonder if it works by plugging in. I think that's the power. Does it take 9 volt? Yeah, 9 volt. Old orange. I like that little orange. Sure, I'm sure the orange still smells like a beer. Yeah, that was from the first TGU. I did that with Charlie from Orange, Charlie Cooper. His dad started Orange. And we did a video. He had a whole thing going where he had people trying to wreck void your warranty? One dude, 60 Cycle Hum, brought his into the cafeteria and had them put a currywurst on top of it and ladle it with the currywurst sauce. It was quite the scene. So we had an amp on a plate with a friggin' sausage on the top of it, drenched in currywurst. I'm not gonna lie, it looked pretty good. All the EVH strats with SS frets all play well. Well, I think the only ones with stainless steel frets are the Japanese-made ones, right? That sort of early run. I don't think they've done stainless steel frets on the standards for probably pretty much since they moved production to Mexico. Yeah, in that bottle, I think it looks like a bass or something, right? Like a Billy Bass, no? Because this looks like an eye. Right? I feel like I'm out. I think I like it. Yeah. I think I like it open. If you hit the right notes. Japanese and Chinese were stainless steel? I don't think they ever did. None of the standards had stainless steel as far as I knew. I do like these guitars, so they have wonderful necks. Really, really easy to play. Good sounding. I mean, they say they're the Wolfgang, but I have my doubts. I don't think they're putting $300 pickups in a guitar that sells for, $549. But I could be wrong. I think it's more likely they're Wolfgang, but not Wolfgang. Maybe they are. Maybe I'll take them out and they'll look exactly like the Wolfgangs, but I don't know. Feels like a little too good to be true. Yeah, I think the specials had stainless steel frets, and again, I don't think stainless steel frets moved to the. Did it go to the Mexico plant when they moved production to the Mexico plant from Japan? The Japanese ones had stainless steel frets, but when they stopped using Japan for the production of the guitars, I think stainless steel frets ended with it. I think when they went to Mexico, it was pretty much the nickel that they all come with. Maybe I'm wrong, but. Thoughts on David Lee Roth retiring? Well, I think we talked about it quite a bit last week, but he's, he's getting up there. And, it's probably time to retire. Probably start painting or something, right? Isn't that what they all do? All become painters. What's up, Landon? Whatever they are, they sound pretty good. Yeah, they're good. I do like the sound of these pickups. Yeah, his voice was probably fried at this point. It's not quite the same as he got older. It's funny because they did a special on Tony Bennett on 60 Minutes. That dude's 95. And, he's got Alzheimer's. He's having trouble remembering, but those lyrics are just like burned in. So, one of the few places that he has like pretty much full recall are the songs. And he did like a little concert, and he had a pianist there come to the house and played along with him for you know, I thought they said it was like a half hour, like 40 minutes or something. And yeah, he sounded friggin' amazing for 95. I think he's just the, you know, Dave, you know, his voice wasn't the type. And, you know, he never was like a super strong vocalist, not like a, you know, am I thinking like a Ronnie James Dio, you know what I'm saying? Or who else is real powerful? You know, I guess even really Ian Gillan, and there's a couple of those guys that they're real belters. You know, I never felt like David Lee Roth was sort of in that league, but you know, he held his own. Give him credit. You know, a lot of articles used to say that, you know, Van Halen, like the backup singers were the singers. Right, that was the glue that sort of tied everything together. And very much like the B-52s, right? That guy doesn't even sing. He's pretty much talking. Right? Pretty much spoken word for the most part. So, you know. And I tell you, you know who else I heard recently, and he sounded really good, was Elvis Costello. And he's getting up there. You know, he was an older dude when he got famous. So, and he got famous in the early 80s. You know, he's getting up there. And he sounded friggin' amazing. Yeah, Willie Nelson can still sing. Yeah, some guys, they keep it. You know what it might be? Willie Nelson just constantly toured, and so did Tony Bennett. And David Lee Roth didn't. He took a long time away from it. And you just sort of lose it. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you don't keep working on it, it just sort of goes away. And you never quite get it back again. Michael Anthony, though, holy shit, he was on stage within the last 2 or 3 years with John 5 and Corey Taylor. And they did a couple of Van Halen songs. He sounded perfect. He was amazing. And he's up there, too. This is a EVH Wolfgang standard. It's your standard. Yeah. There you go. I feel like I'm... yeah, it is. It's on my foot. That's why. There it is. You know, standard. I think these are... I think this color was, what, 2017? Maybe 2018? I don't think so. I think this was a 2017 color. I think it's Ferrari red. Which you would think they would have to... Isn't Ferrari a trademark name? No? I think Sammy Hagar's voice is sounding pretty good. He did a couple of live things on Stern. Like, well, not super recently, but I want to say within 24 months, right? He sounded good. He had Jason Bonham playing like a little electric, a little electronic kit. Dolly Parton's voice is still on point too, yeah. Did David Lee Roth smoke cigarettes? You know, he might have. Because the Van Halen brothers smoked. You wonder if they all smoked. You wonder if that was sort of a thing, or if David... You know what? Now that you mention it, I did see David Lee Roth with cigarettes very early on. You know, he seemed like a bit of a health nut. It would seem like cigarettes wouldn't be in the, in the cards for him, but... Yeah, the color combo with the maple neck. It's a good combo. And the black headstock. And then they just... they don't bring the finish all the way to the edge, so it gives it almost like a little binding look. I think they just sand it away. It's nice. Oh, I'd say this is a great quality guitar. Good evening, George. Or Jorge's. Always thought DLR would close out his career in Vegas. You know, he did kind of seem that, but I don't know. You know, Dave, I think Dave might see himself a little bit above that, as crazy as that sounds. No, Frankie Neck is still out. No, Frankie. Yeah, exactly. Almost like a faux binding. Yeah, exactly, Ripley. It's a part of age, no biggie. Just glad that they gave you the music that they did. Doing good, Matthew. How are you? Yeah, we should look into that. Randy's guitar was first stolen in Ontario. Where was Ben that night? And more importantly, where was the clam? We'll get to the bottom of it tomorrow night. Ben's show. Check his cell phone. See if there's any calls to the clam. What's up, Vanna? What's up, Sammy? David Lee Roth smoked cigarettes backstage at a Kiss concert in 2020. Well, that's not a good... That's a long time smoking. That'll do it. That'll kill your voice. You know who talked about that one time on a talk show was Bono. And he said, he finally gave up cigarettes, and he said it was like night and day. He said, my voice got so much better within 6 months to a year. He said, it was like, wow, what a difference. So much easier to sing. And, and he said it was like night and day. He said quitting cigarettes was the best thing he ever did for his voice. And as a singing professional that had to get out there and sing a bunch of songs every night, quitting smoking was like the best thing he ever did. And it kind of makes sense. That's the weight in the neck radius. That's not super heavy. That's not super light, though. Neck radius, you'd have to look it up. We could check it out. Let's see. Where's my... Bring that there. Hold on. Let me look it up on Google. Yeah, I think you want to do EVH guitars. There they are. And then the guitars. Now again, it's not for this year. It's for the modern one. But the modern standards. And are they showing the red? Well, they're showing a red, but it's not the same red. I think that's Striker red. Striker? I don't even know her. Yeah, that's like a metallic. This is definitely not metallic. What do they say? Speckle is 22 frets. I'm not baked maple either. I'm regular maple. It's a compound radius 12 to 16. At least this year, the one I'm holding, your mileage may vary. Yeah, Sammy had it right. You've seen the Striker. It's way darker than mine. Yeah, I think it's not only darker color, but it said it was a roasted maple neck, so the color of the neck is going to be a little darker too. Couple, little bit. What's up, James? Is Aljan here? Hey, what's up, Aljan? Hey, what's up, Free Flow? I'm seeing you here in a bit. An Ibanez Nita Strauss or an Epiphone Joe Bonamassa 59. I mean, those are very, very different guitars. You know, you know, if I was going to choose one of the two, I'd have to play them both, but I might be leaning more towards the Epi. Oh, open windows attract cats. See that one there? That one right there? That's the rare one. You're lucky to see that one. You know what the name of that cat was before we got her? Phantom. She does have a little bit of a Phantom of the Opera face, but she was never around. She's the rare one. That's the rare sighting. Oh yeah, you're gonna be. I think you mean up my way next summer, but sure. We're north of you, bro. We're north. Ben Coombs stole Randy Bachman's guitar. Makes sense. I'm owned by 4 cats. Over there. What strings do I use? Right, lately, I've been using the Ernie Ball regular Slinkies. But I think I'm going super. I think I might move from 10s to 9s. Might be going a little lighter. A little easier to play. Oh, God, my friggin' leg. I'm a little tin man. You know, it's like you're all good when you're working and you're throwing crap up and doing stuff. But then when you stop for a little bit, you kind of tense up. You know, you get a little bit of the Tin Man syndrome. It's like you got to walk around and just loosen back up again. It's bad. Let me show you. Let's see if I can get that up here. I'll show you the work I did. Where is it? Yeah, that's probably a good photo there. Yeah, because that one's got the. This is the same photo that you saw as the thumbnail, except it doesn't have the, the shroud around the end, the vignette, to make it look like a wicked special photo. But this is, you can see my furnace is right here, right? That's like the main return, and they use this as a side return to actually help cut down on the noise, right? It prevents it from like whistling. It makes this like little, they know what they're doing. Anyway, this wall here, this wall here, I'm on the wrong street. This is my furnace. This is a little side thing. This actually goes back up and into this main thing. It's just this little side loop that they use to like cut down on like whistling and noise, and then as you can see behind, about right here, there's like a circle that was clearly filled in. That almost certainly was a coal chute. And right here, there's another wall and the direction of this arrow is pointing right here. There's another wall over there. And this is probably where this was a coal bin. And like a truck would come down the driveway and then just dump a bunch of coal down the coal chute and into the coal bin. And behind me, like in this direction, you can see on the floor was a coal stove at one point, a round cast iron coal stove. That had been replaced with oil, and then we replaced in like the 70s. And then this is like a triple burner gas that we put in 2008. So much more efficient now. But this wall, see this wall back here with the lights on it there? That wall is pretty much what this wall looked like, but it's so rough and there's nothing you can do with it. And you can see that this lower part here, they stuck some forms in there. Something must have happened. They were worried about this collapsing here or something. And they filled this in at some point. But it makes for a very uneven wall. But basically, I need to put crap up on the walls to get it off the floor and open up my floor space because I don't have that much floor space. And so I need a wall that can actually hold some stuff. So you can see I got some 2x4s up here. Where those are, they go down, and then they go down here, and they're really hammered in, and down here, and then two down here at the end. And then you cross-member it a little bit, and every single time you add another piece, the whole fabric just starts to build in. And then underneath this, which is just cedar board, the crap you buy for closets. I like the cedar because it doesn't mold or mildew. It's good in a wet environment like a basement. It's bug resistant. Cedar's good, for a wood type for a basement. And so behind it, I have OBS up, right? OSB, Oriented Strand Board. And that's pretty much the base, and then this goes over it. And that's going to hold a lot. I could easily mount like a large monitor up here, speakers, and whatever I want. And I'm probably going to build in down at the bottom a little table. You can see I have the Modi X right here. And this is like one of those folding tables. Give you a rough idea of the size and height. That's like a 2 foot by 4 foot. There's a little chair, and there's a roll-around rack. I got to get rid of this rack. It just takes up too much space. I'll take these off, and I'll get them up on a shelf, up, like under here, like tuck them in here, and use this space a little bit better. This is all waterproofing paint, this white stuff. This is like 4 coats of that crap, and plus I've done so much hydraulic cement to fill in all the little spots of the wall. And then at least 4 coats on the basement, on the floor, and then another couple of coats of the gray just to give you don't want a white floor, and you need special floor paint. So basically this acted like a primer, and I put this down. This little spot right there, that's cat puke. Yeah, it was a big old nasty fur ball. I was like, what the hell is this? I had to scrape it off with a goddamn putty knife. It was pretty gross. Anyway, we're getting there. I think when it's all done, that right here that you don't see is a desk that comes out sort of this way. And again, where this arrow is pointing, not only is there another cedar wall, but there's a workbench that way as well. So my goal is that in this direction of this arrow, workbench, in this direction, we have the computer, and then on this back wall here, I'll get the synth going and stuff, because I need a bench to do computer work. It's friggin' never ending. And that's the work I did this week. This wall took me about a day to build and about a half a day to get the boards in down to the floor and then to cut them out and get them all up here. God, you run it back. The saw is out in the garage. So it's a lot of measuring in here, walking out to the garage. I didn't want to do any cutting inside and get all the dust in here, especially the cedar. God, the dust off of that's like cutting rosewood. It comes off in very, very tiny flakes. It's not like fir or the pine or any of that. It's much, much worse. So anyway, we're getting there. I'll move these lights around a little bit, get these strung across here more evenly, and that's it. Throw some crap on the walls, and build in a table right here. I'll probably use a 2 foot by 4 foot, like medium density fiberboard, and just build in a little 1x3 base. Instead of a 2x4, I'll use like 1x3s or something. Anyway, that's that. Where's my... Oh, we got cats so plenty. Yeah. We got the calico up there. This one, last week during the live show, made a break for it through the window. Smashed through the lower right screen. Didn't realize she was gone until the morning. And then we put some food out on the porch. And then we waited, and I saw her kind of trying to approach it on the security cams. And I was like, oh, she's out there. And we ran out there and got her right back in again. We had to firm up that corner. I think it was something went by. The other ones don't seem to be interested, but this one right here, made a break for it. So she spent about 14 hours outside the house. She probably went out sometime between 7 and 9 p.m., and she came in about 11:30 a.m. So about 14 hours, maybe more, 15 hours. Probably mostly under the front porch. That's all I can think of. She was just walking around. Chilly up there, Steve? Not enough. Not chilly enough. No. Where the hell is my fall weather? It's been so friggin' mild. It's annoying me. Okay? Where the hell is my crispy fall weather? We have not got it yet. We had like a couple of days of it. And by say crispy, I mean a dew point below 50. And we just haven't been there. I think finally today, because we got a breeze off the water. Off the friggin' water. Which is like, that's rare for us. Most of our wind comes from inland. Usually only during a storm or in the spring we get a sea breeze. But we had it today, and we dropped from like 55 down to like 48. Where the hell is my 35-degree dew points? Where's my 40-degree dew points, damn it? I need it crisp. It's not crisp yet. As soon as they start to say, oh, it's going to be a mild week, I'm like, no, I want mild. Mild sucks. I am ready for the first frost. Bring it on. Frost me, baby. Bring on the snow. Yeah, exactly, right? Up in Buffalo, going to break a record high. They record when the first time that you get above a certain temperature, and the first time you can't break above a certain temperature, first time you drop below a certain temperature, right? There's all these records that they do, and we just smashed through our record for the latest time in the season where we couldn't break out of 60 degrees, right? Where we couldn't hit 70, right? No matter the best effort of the sun, you're not going to hit 70 degrees. It hits like 68 or 69, but it never quite hits 70 anywhere. Not a single thermometer in the state hits, 70 degrees. It's just too cool. We broke the prior record, not the average. We broke the prior record by 9 days. That's pretty mild. We had a record warm June. We had a record wet July, August, and September. 7 inches of rain or some shit like that. I mean, come on. Have I ever tried Ernie Ball 8s? I don't think so. What's that, the Ultra Slinky? Look at this. Look at her. Look at her over there, down there. Where can I point? Right there. Look at her. She's gonna start spinning around on the ground like goddamn Curly from the Three Stooges. It's like, why is there so much cat hair on the rug? There it is. Extra lights. This guitar does sound pretty damn good, huh? What's up, Johnny? You like the hybrid slinkies? Oh yeah, the 8.5. Come on, make a commitment. You like 8s, 9s, 8.5. What? What do you want? She hears something. Probably the other friggin' cat. I had one would drag herself sideways around the carpet for hours, yeah. Just pull herself around on her side. That's what she does. Because she likes this rug. There's something about this particular rug. Right? The short loop rug, There you go, watching Three Stooges as we speak. What was the... Now I forget it. G. Berber, yeah. Yeah, there's another kitty crashed out right there. We're in the cat den. Well, you know what? I got the window open. They love it when I have the window open. As long as they don't make a break for it. Oh, I love the cold. Not so much damp, but cold. What happened to my Frankenstrat? Well, it's getting the neck redone. Still out. Yeah, Minnesota. That's one thing is that we don't get crazy cold just because we're so close to the ocean. Though most of our, like I said, most of our wind comes from inland, not so much coastal. Who dis? Ringy ding ding. Went the ring to the ding. Oh. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. That is, that's great news. That's actually great news. Buddy's not in the buddy bunker. Buddy's in the buddy bed. Right there. He's in the buddy bed. Do we still have a cat in the... Oh, yeah. Yeah, the calico. Sweetie. She's still up here. Good guitar news. It actually is guitar news, and it actually is good guitar news. It's maybe creeping towards a bit of an unofficial signature kind of guitar, maybe, possibly. We'll see. Don't want to, you don't want to get ahead of myself, but we'll see. Prices up, inventory down. Inventory's about, for the used gear, is about the same. Oh, maybe slightly down. As of this morning, it was around 30,000 items rather than 32,000. What kind of acoustic? Oh, this one here? That's I gotta be careful here. That's an Epi, a master built. What did you mean back there? That's Harley Benton Big Tone, which is like a kind of like a Gretsch White Falcon copy, but not quite the same body shape. Just it's a big, hollow white guitar. Kind of does feel like a White Falcon. Betting on the Sox this year? No way. They barely made it in. Although they had a terrible game the first game. They had a great game the second game. So they're all over the place. A Calico design, a signature Kramer, and a Calico design. Although I kind of think Mrs. Smith owns the whole cat thing. Best hung by an open window, sure. They do like to look around. Your 6 rowing her in, huh? Nice. I think I like it more Dorian. Yeah, I'd say more Dorian than, although technically if I'm in E, I am in Aeolian. Was that the Calico going by? Oh, thanks, Tone Lives. Haven't played a lot of jazz. No, not really. Played a little of it in when I was at Berkeley, in ensembles. Was that French? Ensembles. What was it? That was one of our songs. Right? Tequila. Yeah, because you have a trumpet player, right? There's always or a sax player in every ensemble. There's always a woodwind or a brass player, so you're almost always playing an F or B flat, always. That's F. Any tips for soloing? Soloing is just from repetition. You know, it's hard because you hear, just knowing the scales isn't enough. You have to get better at getting the sort of like the little melody that you have in your head out to your fingers, and that is a lot harder than just knowing the scale. A lot harder. Like being able to hear in your head the next note that's going to play. Like if every next note is a bit of a surprise, you got work to do, right? Because you don't really know. You know it should work. Probability-wise, it's probably going to work because it's part of the pattern that you've memorized. But that's really different from the guys who really know those, not just the scales, but really the chords that are going by. And they really nail those chord changes. That's the one thing that really sets it apart. And one of the things that I don't think people really gave, I think, Eddie enough credit for is that a lot of times when Eddie Van Halen was soloing, he would slightly alter the notes so that they would fit the underlying chord just a touch better. And that tiny little difference makes a world of difference in how it sounds, right? Difference between just sort of like playing a scale over a tune and like really like nailing the notes in a very melodic way. It's hard. You know, don't let them tell you it's easy. I'm telling you straight up, it's not. It's like one of the hardest things. It's a pretty small group of guys out there, guys like Martin Miller, right? Who they just know the instrument so well that it doesn't matter what the chord is behind it. They know that sequence of the chord, and what they're really hearing, believe it or not, is they're hearing the movement of the notes that are different, right, in the chords. So what you hear is that there's an implied melody based on the chord changes, because there just is. Now, the simpler the chord changes, the more wide open the implication. The more complicated the chord changes, the tighter, right, it is, because fewer options work, right? There's fewer common notes. But basically, when you start to go through these chord changes, these chords aren't just randomly plucked out of your butt. You know, they follow a scale, right? A harmonized scale. And sometimes you borrow from other scales, and then there's all kinds of tricks. Just like there's literary tricks. There's all kinds of musical tricks. We're going to fake you out. I'm going to play this, but then I'm going to go dominant 7. I'm really going to be the 5th of this chord. And then I'm going to turn that into a dominant 7th, and now I'm the 5th of this chord. And next thing you know, you're kind of back to where you started from, but you've taken a pretty kind of cool journey around, right? So once you kind of figure out the whole chord thing, at the end of the day, soloing is just matching single notes to friggin' chords. You kind of got to know both, and that's where it becomes a lot harder than you think it's going to be. Right, because when you're starting out guitar, you say, well, I'll learn my chords, and then I'll know my chord stuff, right? And then I'm going to learn scales, and I'm going to learn, like, my solo stuff. But that could not be further from the truth. What you can do is you have to learn your chord stuff, and then you learn scales, and then you have to sort of, like, figure out that the scale is changing. Rick Beato does it really well. You'll see him do stuff where you can hear the chords change as he changes scales. He's showing you how playing over changes really works. That's where you got to get. I'm just telling you right now, that is way up here. That is rarefied air. Most of us, we're all down here. We're looking up. Oh, wow, it must be nice. I'm telling you right now, it's hard. And I'm not really that good at it at all. I mainly work off of my ear and just, having played the same crap over and over and over again, you get good at that stuff, right? But when you try and break out of it, it gets really hard. So like one of the things that you realize is I'll give you a perfect example. You kind of think you know the blues, right? And if the blues is right, you're pretty good. You're fine. But what if the blues is now all your pentatonic crap goes out the window because it's just not going to work. And the really good players, that doesn't scare them. They're like, oh, yeah, I can work with that. And they play little notes. They're still in the pentatonic, but they add the one note, the money note, that signals to the audience, I know what I'm doing. Okay? I know what I'm doing up here. And to do that, and I'm telling you right now, that is easier said than done. I took a guitar lesson with Nick Johnson one time. And the one thing, he was helping me solo over some stuff. He gave me a bunch of ideas for soloing over it. But the one, and you never know what you're going to take away from a lesson. But the one thing I took away from the lesson is from him, he goes, there's a huge difference between understanding something and getting it under your fingers. And that was the best sentence he said in the entire lesson. Because it could not be more spot on. There's a chasm between knowledge and the ability to actually do it. Right? There's plenty of people that know about music and can talk about music. They're called friggin' music critics. But ask them to play something. Ask them to actually know what it takes. That's on another level. That's up there. It's way different. Way different. It's much harder. And quite frankly, what you come to realize is it kind of takes a lifetime of study to really get to that level, unless you're really gifted and you have some perfect pitch and your ears are so good you wonder why other people just don't hear what you hear. But that's extremely rare. Extremely rare. Most of us are just guys that kind of like music. You bought a couple of guitars. You like Jimmy Page or Jimi Hendrix or, any one of the other Jimmys, right? And you just, right? And you wanted to learn how to play guitar a little bit, be part of a group, and kind of get through it. But you had no real aspirations beyond that. Or if you did, you quickly found out what time it was, and that sort of thing wasn't paying the bills, and you move on. But you stick with it in terms of understanding it. But I'm just telling you right now that when you want to get to that level, where, and I'm not talking like Guthrie Govan, super wizard level, I mean just they can call out a blues in any key and you could hear it, and even if they threw a couple of extra chords in there, it's no big deal. You just sort of roll with it, right? That's harder. That's freaking hard. Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. It's a lot harder. Now, people make a living, and quite a handsome living, trying to show you how to do it and trying to help other people, get there. But the reality is that most of that is selling a dream. Because the amount of time and effort it takes to get to the level of the real big guys that you like is most certainly underestimated. That's what you find out. You're like, how many hours a day was he playing? 15 hours a day? I think I ever did that. Right? I mean, you find out they put in crazy, right? Sammy Bowler. I remember, because his technique is so good. I remember I was talking to him. I said, you strike me as a guy who was playing guitar for like 12 to 15 hours a day. He's like, oh, yeah. Like pretty much from the minute I woke up until the minute I went to bed, I was playing guitar, That was never me. That's not most people I know. That's almost a little level of OCD. Maybe a lot. So that's all I'm saying. Don't get discouraged, but, realize that the frustration is real just for everybody. There's very few people out there that just pick it up and go. And quite frankly, those people, jerks. I mean, let's face it. Can't. Oh, I just want to kill. Oh. But no, seriously though, it's extremely rare. Most people are just a ton of hard work, and there's very few people out there that really have, the time to put in like a Martin Miller or a Sammy Bowler. It is worth it to put in the time, but you realize it really is a lot of time. Right? It does not come quick. It does not come easy. And I don't want to, burst your bubble here. I don't want to discourage you even further, but the older you are, the harder it is. I mean, that's just fact. Not only picking out new material, but especially if you had never played the instrument before, it's even that much more difficult. They actually did a study one time. Guitar is one of the more difficult instruments to play because you're actually touching the part of the thing that makes the sound. Like a piano, you press a key and the key hits a mechanism that hits a hammer and the hammer hits the string. So you don't actually come in contact with the string. You actuate something to make it happen, right? And you just press soft or press hard. That's very different from having to line up a string on a fret, keep it in tune without moving it out of tune, and then plucking it with a pick in your right hand, and then getting that in sync. Hey, yeah, it's much. The most difficult instruments, of course, you would think violin, fretless, right, where you have to use your ear, right, to get the pitch. Fretless and use the bow. That was the most difficult instrument. Easiest instrument with drums, right? Well, obviously, just hit a drum. You can make rhythm, right? It was easy. And guitar on the spectrum was closer to the violin than the drum, right? Keyboards were closer to drums. In fact, keyboards are in the percussion group, right? Because it's a hammer hitting a string. It's a percussion instrument, technically. I just can't bring myself to practice 8 hours a day. I couldn't either. I don't have the concentration for something like that. I couldn't do it. So it's let's put it in perspective, okay? You picked a tough instrument, okay? Let's just admit it. Guitar is not easy. 2, you're older. You're watching me. You're almost certainly, over 25, probably statistically speaking, most likely over 25, right? Which is when real learning kind of starts to shut down. And then, physically, you're getting older, and it's just harder to throw in. Sammy was doing 8 hours a day when he was much younger. So, again, just, I don't know if even physically I could do 8 hours a day. I'd go to the doctor and be like, your ligaments are all torn up. What's going on? I'm like, I'm playing guitar 80 odd days. He'd be like, no, that's a little cuckoo. All right, calm down there. Calm down there over there, kid. So you know what I'm saying? It's like just giving you the perspective, giving you the pep talk, right? In the real scheme of thing, we're all sort of living the dream. Dream being the operative word. No, true, you can learn for life, but they actually looked at just like people who learn music. And there's something about music that's sort of similar to, the closest analogy was accents. And the big change happens in puberty. It's pretty young. And so if you're a musician that starts your instrument before puberty, so say 12 or 13, say age 13, if you start your instrument before then, you tend to be a much better and far more natural player than if you started after puberty. And they point to people who learn a foreign language before puberty and after puberty. Before puberty, someone can learn a foreign language and be indistinguishable. No accent, right? Doesn't sound like a quote-unquote foreigner, right? But you learn the language after puberty, 50 years later, you still haven't shaken the accent. You're never shaking the accent, right? So, there you go. How's that? A little something to brighten your day. I started at age 6. Yeah, and that's another thing. Andy puts up, it's tough to get to Yngwie level. There's only really one Yngwie, right? Not that it's unachievable, and certainly there are people who can play very much like him, but not exactly like him. Right? It's a funny thing how that goes. Do I have a scalloped fretboard guitar? I have one. My Ibanez, my RG560. That's my next project. I am 99.999 infinite nines done with the Kramer. Now that the wall is up over there, I can maybe move on from that project over there and finally get the Kramer back up on the bench again, and get that last infinitesimal work that needs to be done on it. We'll get it there maybe for next week. I know. Papa Blue says as you get older, arthritis starts to set in. Not on my left hand, but my right hand. Oh my God. So the other day, when I was putting the framing up for that wall, I bought a big old, what do I want to call it, a framing nailer, right? They're huge, big 21 degree, offset framing nailer. And the first couple of times I used it, I popped a blood vessel right there. Oh my God. It was like so painful. And I had a big glass of water with ice in it. And I hadn't touched it in a while. It had all the water on the outside, ice cold. It's been so moist out that had a lot of condensation on it. And I put my hand on it, and oh my God, the ice and the water, it really just took the swelling right out of that. Like within like 5 minutes, it was like so much better. I was like, oh my God, it's so works. You know. Is your big feel with the scallop fretboard? Well, you know, yeah, you feel it's like the world's tallest frets. Do I know Joe Stump? I've talked with Joe Stump on the phone briefly. I was going to get him over here like 7 years ago or 6 years ago, but we never put it together. He said he had mentioned me to his mechanic, and his mechanic actually knew my channel and was like, you should go. And I know the bass player that plays with him, so. I know a fretless bass is a lot of a challenge, too. Never mind a fretless guitar. I know. Moist is it's moist. I don't like it. You've been popping blood vessels in your hand like crazy. I know, right? It's like the next thing you know, you're like, what the hell did I just do? What the hell was that searing pain in my friggin' hand? You look down, you can see the popped blood vessel. I'm like, damn. And I'm telling you, like the ice, you ice it up, put it on ice for like 5 or 10 minutes. And my God, what a huge difference it really makes. Ice it up. The difference was noticeable and pretty quick. What's up, the law? I know, humidity kills. I hate it. God, I hate humidity. We're getting there. We're getting there little by little. Use capsaicin. No way. I'll just pepper spray myself. It's for the arthritis. The buffalo wings count? Come on. What if I just had some really good nuclear buffalo wings? Yeah, I agree. I think ice on a popped blood vessel, man. I'm telling you right now, it works. It works. You had carpal tunnel. See, I never have that. It's never a wrist thing for me. It's always in this hand. It's really just been my middle finger. This finger I have whacked and had like blown up like a friggin' so many times. Hitting it with a hammer, whacking it on a rock. Like, I remember smashing it on a door one time. Like, this friggin' finger. Like, so many friggin' times. And so I swear, I've got some damage going on in there. It's not good. It's not good. And I tell you, at night, I wake up, my hands are so swollen. I'm going to put my hands above my head and squeeze them until the swelling comes down. That can't be good. Exactly, then a little preparation H. It solves two things. Arthritis and constipation. So many muscles in the hand and wrist. Thought you had a hand problem. It actually buried the muscles in your forearm, sure. After they released it, the hand pain went away, sure. I know, flipping the bird so much. It happens. To my British friends, is that better? I've heard it's not. Hey, you think you're doing better with the two, but it's no better. Fish oil works on pain. That's my dad. He wants me to do fish oil for the arthritis. If I ever went to my doctor and said I was having fish oil, he'd probably crack me on the top of the head with his stethoscope. He has a sign on the wall in like every single one of his examining rooms. It says something like, "Don't equate your Google search with my medical degree." Yeah, swollen hands like balloons. Exactly. It's not good. You know what works though for me quite a bit? I tell you, it's been pretty effective. Is the putty. Right? 5 minutes with the putty, and it's like your hands are like brand new. It's unbelievable. It doesn't last long. Maybe an hour or two. Then they're back to like a little squiffy again. But the putty works. Put a peg in your ear for the pain. The ear pain reduces the other pain. Exactly. If your hand hurts, just stub your toe. You're not thinking about your hand now again. Now are you? Oh God, my freaking knee. I'm breaking down over here. Breaking down like an old jalopy. Oh, his cat is the cat. Who do we have? Do we have someone in the window? All right, we have one in the window. We got one on the bed. Look at you. Look at you luxuriating over there. Make yourself at home. CBD helped with arthritis? How about THC? Asking for a friend. MD doesn't impress me. Someone had to graduate last in this class. I doubt it was my guy. He used to be the head of the local hospital, and then he wound up opening up a private practice. You usually don't become the head of the hospital if you don't have the skills. Come across many that suck as doctors, I'm sure. What cage strings do I prefer? Mostly 10s. But lately I've been thinking about switching to 9s. We'll see. I'm thinking about it. Maybe. Oh, thanks, Chad Boston. It's like 240 here. There should be at least 240. Like, oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Ace stole the solo from a Doors tune. I'm trying to think of the Doors tune. I used to know the Doors catalog pretty well. I'd have to think of it. From Robbie Krieger? That's a great riff. Main tune? What's up, Zach? It's a good looking steak you got there, Lock and Nut. It's a Doors tune called 5 to 1. 5 to 1, baby. 1 in 5. Boom. No one here gets out alive. You get yours, baby. I get mine. Right? Trying to make a baby. Which is kind of a ripoff of Spinning Wheel, right? You'll be done too nice. Not to start a war, but who makes the best Strat? Well, only Fender makes the Strat, right? Am I wrong on that? There's only one Strat maker. That's Fender. S-type. Now you S-type, maybe. And this guitar was $325. And I'm running through, software that's about... What's the good Black Friday price? Like is it $169, $179? I'm trying to remember what last year's Black Friday price was. I can't remember. I think it was it like $169, something like that, $179? It's not super expensive. What's up, Krenar? That EVH was $350. No, $325. $325. I thought, you got to figure with tax and shipping though, it was probably more like $360, right? Because I know what the shipping is. The shipping is pretty much just a flat rate, $22. So let me calculate it real quick here. Do I have a calculator right there? So it was $325, and then a 6 1/4 tax, and then I think it's $22 for shipping. $367 would be roughly what I paid for this. Oh, thanks, Jimmy Ray. The best S-type guitar is the one you connect with and love playing, regardless of brand. Truer words were never spoken. Hold on. We're going to find it. Where is it? Damn it. Now is it here? No, that's not it. No, that's not it either. I guess I don't have it. In here? No. That had a little. Oh, okay, never mind. That's true though, Jimmy Ray. I know a lot of people that really love G&L. I know people that they're big fans of Silver Sky, and the other S type. Is probably your Schecter sort of. Nick Johnston. Sort of traditional. That seems to be a popular one. Yeah, this guitar is made in Indonesia. Yeah, made in Indonesia. Indo. Got a nice bag of Indo, right, Ben? Joke writes itself. Gear prices are sky high. Well, they're creeping up. So last week we talked to Gibson went up, Korg went up, Roland went up. This week I saw Modal Electronics went up 20% across the board. They're a synth maker, a pretty new one. And there was something else I saw that had just gone up. And I was like, wow, it's really... So there's a little lag time. There's some reverb listings that are actually still at like, $200 instead of, actually Modal only went up 10%. Modal went from 200 to 220. Now that I think of it, they only went up 10%, not 20%. What's up, Sean? I bought a MIM Strat from a pawn shop 5 years ago for only $300, no tax. Traded it. Turns out the best Strat. Yeah, see, sometimes you really bond with a guitar. Like, my RG 560, I've had that thing for like over 30 years. Same with my MIJ Strat. You know, some people are like, yeah, but, you know, you're a good player. Why wouldn't you, you know, spend the more money and get a you know, made in American Strat? You deserve it. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, an MIJ Strat's fine. So's a Mexican one. So's a friggin', like a classic vibe. Those guitars are all fine. It's not like it used to be. Used to be the drop off in quality was pretty swift. But even that modern vintage I had, you know, was what was it called? Vintage modified. Vintage modified. That thing was pretty friggin' good. Really, really inexpensive guitar. You know? Have a good one, John. Making a warm at the Strat could be fun. You know, I never got into that whole build thing. You know? Look into, what, there's a new 12-string? Where was it? Look for a G1275D. The 12/6 look. Okay. Mexican Charvels are great. The one I used a couple of weeks ago, right? The Black Burst there. That's a great guitar. Oh, and just so you know, $3 1/4 for this. That's not new. That's used. I think new these are $5.50, or maybe they were $4.99 at one point, and eventually they went to $5.50. I think now they're like $6 1/4. Or they just went up again. Well, yeah, it's a simple guitar, you know, flat top. Yeah, a couple pickups, couple knobs, and a switch. Simple lines weaving. In the old days, all guitars were made by hand, so cheap guitars were junk, right? That pretty much it, yeah. Now all guitars are made by CNC, and they're accurate within a ridiculous, you know, tolerance, and, you know, they're that much better. You know, I was talking about this the other day, and you older guys remember this. I remember cars being broken down a lot more. I remember a lot more cars on the side of the road than now. Cars are way more reliable now than they were 20, especially 30 years ago. Like in the 80s and the 90s, I remember broken down cars like all the time. You know, and even before that, even worse. But it feels to me like I just don't see cars broken down like I used to. Yeah. Simple lines weaving. Da, 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 da. You know? All the time, yeah. No rusting either. Yeah, right. Cars used to be bad at about 100K. Yeah. Now you can blow way past it. Yeah, 100,000 miles in a car, and that was it. It was pretty much done. It cost you $1,000 a week in repairs. Yeah, water pumps. Right, God, the old water pumps. State enforced inspections could be why, yeah? Yeah, maybe. Your 1994 Taurus always had problems. Yeah, oh my God. I remember like a lot more problems. God, I remember cars that used to just die all the time. And I'm not a tow truck driver anymore. Yeah, I'm sure. Sure, especially in the winter. The worst. Oh, God, I remember we were moving out of our apartment up to my parents' house because they had sold the house that we were renting the apartment from. So the new owners didn't want us, and so we had to move out before they closed at the end of the month. So we moved out like at the beginning of the month. So right as we were moving out, we went, we moved everything down, and it was a mild day. It was like the early December. They're selling the house at the end of the year. Like literally, like right after, like between Christmas and New Year's, they were like closing on the house or something. And or maybe even early. It could have been December 15th they were closing. But it was December 5th, and we were leaving. And it was mild, and we packed up. We moved everything down there. But we had to go back up there to get just a couple more little things. And we were heading back up, and a real crazy, like, cold front blew in. It was like mad windy out, and temperatures dropped down way below freezing, and she got a flat. She had to pull off the highway at like, I think it was at like Trapello Road in Waltham. We were on 128, and pull up into like a hotel parking lot. Well, she sat in the car, and I went out there and changed the tire. I had worked in a tire store for 6 years, so changing a tire was pretty easy. I was like, hold on. Full size spare too, which is a nice touch. First car was a '69 Mustang. Yeah, God, they used to blow through oil. Yeah, every time you get gas, you get oil. God, I drove a friggin'. Is that from my speaker? You might remember this one. Do you remember the? Oh, you might not though. Remember the cop car? Remember I had the cop car? Jeez, I had the cop car for like 3 or 4 years. But I don't think so. I don't think we knew each other then. I think we knew each other until I forget what I was driving. I drove that cop car for years, so. Then I had the Toyota. The Celica. Standard. I think I had a car for a while. Like a summer. Burned the clutch right out of that thing. What a terrible car. Sadly, your first car was an '86 Chevy Cavalier 4-door. My first car was I think a 1965 or a 65 AMC. A Rambler station wagon. Renault Le Car. Yeah, it was Le Crap. I had the Celica when you met me. Yeah. Remember the stories about the cop car? The Celica. Yeah, I had the Celica. That didn't last long either. It was a college car. God, the Celica. What a hunk of junk. I feel like I had a Pontiac Le Mans in there for a little bit. All right, did I have a... Pretty sure I had a Le Mans for a few months, and... Oh, God, I can't remember now. I'm hearing something up there. Your grandfather had a Rambler? Yeah. Let me see if we can look at that up. AMC. Rambler wagon. Yeah, there you go. It was, it wasn't quite like that. It didn't have the wood side. It's kind of like that. I want to say it was at a... Ambassador. Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah, because it had the stupid fins on the back. I think it was even worse than that. Ah, there you go. I think it was like that. But it wasn't a 58, it was a 65. Let me see. 1965. Yeah. There it is. That's it. Brown. I think it was the same color. I think that's what I had. I had the brown one. 65 Rambler station wagon. Oh, yeah. Right there. Yep. The old Rambler. That was it. That's Chick Magnet. Yeah. Chick C, you could pull down the road in that. Hey, baby. You know I can fit a dead body in the back? Just saying. That's what the chicks like to hear. It might have been that. It might have been the green. I don't think so. I think it was the brown. You know? And then I had a 1979 Mercury Grand Marquis. Oh, yeah. There you go. I think it looked a little bit more like that. Yeah, there you go. The 79 Mercury Grand Marquis. Except it was black and white. See, that's I had the 4-door. There it is. 4-door. Because it was a cop car. There you go. Didn't have, there you go. There it is. Didn't have handles in the back seat. I had to get out of the front seat and let people out of the back. Again, another Chick Magnet. Yeah, hop in the back, baby. Yeah, no handles. No handles to get out. Yeah, they love that. I didn't have the special roof, though. That's pretty much it right there. I don't think I had a vinyl roof. That's the coupe. That's the coupe. I could have sworn I had a metal roof. You know? Yeah, like that. Right? Metal roof. Yeah, that pretty much looks like it right there. The Grand Marquis. Mercury Grand Marquis. Co-op car. Oh, yeah. That was quite the car. See, what happened with the Grand Marquis? Grand Marquis, I think, eventually died. AMC Ambassador, the Rambler station wagon, hit a collar on a water line that was above ground, and it ripped out the oil pan. My dad filed a big claim with the city, so he couldn't have me driving it while we had the claim going. It took him a while to settle that claim, but they eventually settled, and he wound up selling the car. So that's when I got the cop car. The cop car came back from a dude who was borrowing it because he had another car being worked on. That dude was like a friggin' heavy smoker. When I tell you I got that cop car, it stunk like smoke. So friggin' bad. And then, what did I have after the cop car? The La car. And then after the La car was the Celica. And then after the Celica was like, I'm telling you, there's a Le Mans in there somewhere. I'm telling you right now, there's a Pontiac Le Mans in there somewhere. Then what did I have? I had a series of. Then I had the in Spica. You might remember I had the Mercedes, right? I got that coupe, which was blowing oil like crazy. I got it really cheap. I think I paid $3,000 for that. But it would blow oil like it was a goddamn James Bond mobile. And no one could figure it out. Everyone said, oh, it's got a blown engine. It's got a blown engine. But I brought it to a dude who specialized in Mercedes. He's like, no. He goes, they over-engineer this with like a stupid, like, like membrane, like a plastic membrane behind the carburetor that's supposed to, when the engine pressure is supposed to work it. But the problem is the membrane would get cold and it would crack. You'd start the engine up, there'd be so much pressure it would crack that friggin' membrane. Then the oil would go straight into the carburetor from the engine. You'd blow through your oil, and you would, especially when you let off on the gas. So it'd be on the highway. I let it off on the gas, and when I tell you behind me, it was a goddamn whiteout with freaking oil smoke. It was bad. Like, I may have killed people. It was really, really bad. And he fixed it. He changed that membrane out, and it was instantly fixed. And then once we knew what it was, my dad had a garage, and then I probably replaced that thing a half dozen times, kept breaking. Probably wasn't designed maybe for the cold weather. I don't know. It was definitely a cop car. God, the Mercedes got totaled, though. Some chick friggin' drove in my lane, hit me head on, totaled it. You know, that sucked. And even though I got it, compensated for the car, it was never enough to get it back to where it was. Yeah, Vandenberg. That's who it was. That's why I brought, yeah, Vandenberg. You got to bring it to a German if you want to get it done. He figured it right out. And he adjusted he quieted the engine so much. God, he did a tune-up and a friggin', he adjusted the rocker arms on it. Oh my God, it was like getting a brand new friggin' car. What a friggin' difference. But again, it didn't last long. It only took like a first really cold day. I went out to start the car and, boom, all of a sudden it was blowing oil out the back again because I broke the membrane again and we had to switch it out again. It just kept breaking. I never had a hot rod Lincoln, but I had a Lincoln. What did I have? I had a Lincoln. Geez, what have I had? I've had like 3 Lincolns. Speaker, you remember when I had the 2-colored Lincoln with the bad roof? God, I kept getting pulled over in that because the roof was so bad on it. It was like falling apart. And you could see the fiberglass underneath it. It was like a rag top, but the guy wanted to take it down to metal. He started pulling it off, and he got down to fiberglass and realized he couldn't take it off. But then it was too late. He ruined the roof. God, I can't tell you how many times I got pulled over in that car. It was like a 2-tone Lincoln Mark V, I think. And then I had the, what was I had the Lincoln, I think it was another Mark. Was it a Mark V? I'm trying to think now. I don't think, I did. I had one town car. I had a Mark V, I had a town car, and there's one other Lincoln. I can't think of the name of it. I think it was an 86 Lincoln Continental. The Conti. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go. It looked like that. Pretty much like this. It was a faux rag top. Yeah, pretty much looked like that. It was like an 86 or an 87. Might have been an 87. 87, what would they call that? It kind of looks like it. It had the faux rag top on it, though. Yeah, there you go, right there. There it is. Except I had the blue one. That's pretty much it. I drove that for years. Yeah, kind of like this, but again, faux rag top. And, yeah, like that. And see how it's so low right there? That's because it used airbags, and those airbags used to leak. They used to leak like crazy. Smooth ride, but you'd get in the car and you'd start it up, and the whole car would rise up as the airbags got pumped up because they wouldn't hold it when the car was off. And it keeps pumping them as long as they, and you'd never lose pressure. Yeah, there's another faux rag top. But mine wasn't a two-tone, I don't think. I think mine was a solid color. And then I had an 87. I'm pretty sure I had it. Was it an 87? Yeah. I think I had a town car. Yeah, 87 town car. Yeah. Look at that thing. It was gold. Was it 87? I think it was 87. That looks about right. It was enormous. Could have been 80. I wonder if it was 86. No, the 87 looked more like it. 87. Yeah, that definitely looks more like it. Yeah. That might have been it right there. Like with the sort of, it's like a kind of a gold. God, that car was a roach. That car was the friggin' worst. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, right there. There it is. That's absolutely the car right there. The gold. Gold. Yeah, what a friggin' sled that thing was. Oh my God. Terrible. That was a terrible car. The K car, I remember we were in a car accident. Our car got totaled, and they gave my mother a Chrysler K car. And she, picked us up down at St. Anne's, down at the friggin' school, elementary school. And we got in the car, and the car had 14 miles on it. Pretty new. An 81 Ford Granada. I remember the Ford Granada. I had, oh my God, did I have a 1979? Yeah. Yeah, for one weekend, I took the Pacer out. Was it the wagon? I don't think it was. I forget if it was the Pacer wagon or if it was the Pacer. Oh God, we took that. Oh God, I think it was this one. I think it was a blue one. No, I want to say it was I forget, was it the Pacer wagon or the Pacer? I can't remember. But we needed a car. This was sitting around, yeah, that looks like it right there. This was sitting around the back of the shop. We didn't care. We threw a plate on it, and like morons, we drove up to New Hampshire. It's not a good idea to drive over state lines, unregistered, uninsured on a plate that goes on another car. We didn't get pulled over, but looking back, it was probably a bit of an excessive risk. If we had ever gotten pulled over, we're most likely going to be arrested. thoughts on the new Epiphone Lucille coming out in October? I love it. Epiphone is, tell you, man, their value is up there. I'm sure it's going to be a killer guitar. I think this Epiphone is friggin' awesome. Yeah, that plate goes on another car. You know. So we have Massachusetts plates. That'll get you pulled over in the middle of the night and by a state trooper in New Hampshire just for having Massachusetts plates. What are you doing? What are you doing out here in the middle of the night? And let me tell you, man, we were in the middle of nowhere. We went driving up. We made our way up to the White Mountains. No, where'd we go? We wound up going up to Lake Winnipesaukee and going up to the arcades and hanging out up there for like a day or two. Like, I think one day, pretty much, and drove back on Sunday. We drove up on a Friday night, hung out all day Saturday. We stayed 2 nights. Friday night, we pretty much spent the night driving. And then we were there Saturday into Sunday morning, and then we were gone. Misuse of plates, that's the least of our troubles. I know. I can't believe it, Terry. Ding, ding. It is 9 p.m. All right, dudes. Well, I'm actually getting a little hungry. I'm ready to have the rest of that crab chowder. I think it's a chowder. Thanks for hanging out this week. I'm a little beat this week. A lot of physical labor this week. Gotta get rested up. And I will see you guys in a week. And there you go. Super thanks to anyone who hung out. Super extra mega thanks to anyone who contributed. And of course, as always, mega outpouring of love to me, Mod Squad. Hashtag Mod Squad. No, you rock. All right, dudes. Well, there you go. 9 p.m. Time for me to head up and rustle up some grub somewhere. Do something. And just so you don't forget, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Is that Eastern time, Ben? I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern. I will be on Ben Coombs's, the Coomster. And he can explain to me just exactly where he was the night the clam disappeared. Okay? Yeah. All right, dudes. Have a good one. See you tomorrow night on Coombs' channel, Ben Coombs. And then after that, I'll see you here next week. All right. No, you rock. All right. Here we go. Yeah, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There you go. All right, dudes. Have a good one. And I'll see you in a week. Later.